provide output in a defined time interval. आप पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंटरवल पर ही आउटपुट आपको मिलेगा यूजिंग दिस रियल टाइम एम्बेडेड सिस्टम. So these embedded system are real time, so provide quick response in critical situation. For example, what are the different critical situations? We can take example of medical, defense, critical situation, जहां पर हमें रियल टाइम डेटा मॉनिटरिंग रिक्वायर्ड है. तो इन दैट सिनेरियो वी आर गोइंग टू यूज रियल टाइम एम्बेडेड सिस्टम. एंड हम क्या चाहते हैं? वी वांट क्विक रिस्पॉन्स. Again, here you can see different example: defense sector, medical, healthcare sector, or some other industrial applications also use this real-time embedded system. Now again, real-time embedded system divided into two categories. One is soft real-time, second one is hard real-time. So in hard real-time, the deadline of task is strictly followed. Delay is not permissible. But in soft real-time embedded system, this also provide real-time output. But if deadline of task is passed, then still result or output is accepted. There is, or we can say soft real-time is little bit lenient. Some delay is acceptable up to some extent. It depends on the system. But in hard time, delay is not permissible. Deadline of task is strictly followed. This is the key word. Deadline of the task is strictly followed. For example, in medical, if patient is in ICU and you are using embedded system to monitor the different vital body parameters, so in that situation, delay can be permitted. So here what we have discussed about the soft and hard real-time embedded system, and here the deadline of task is the key parameter. Example: traffic control system, military uses, defense sector, medical uses. These are the example of real-time embedded system. Now next is a stand-alone embedded system. So the word stand-alone specify that it is, these systems are the independent systems. Independent systems means they don't depend on the host system. It take digital or analog form and provide the output. Independently, it take the input. This embedded system take input from the surrounding. जो भी आपका environment है वहां से input लेगा, process करेगा input को और आपको output provide करेगा. किसी host system से contact करने की जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. So what are the different example? MP3 player. MP3 player में आपको किसी से permission लेनी पड़ती है? No, you just click and you can listen the music. So these are the different examples of stand-alone embedded system: MP3 player, microwave oven, calculator. These are the stand-alone embedded system. Network embedded system. So in this, here network word is important. So in network embedded systems, system is connected to a network, which may be wired or wireless, to provide output to the attached device. What does it mean? Means the system is dependent and there is a network of devices and the device will communicate with the embedded web server through the network, like ATM machine, card swipe machine, home security machine system. All these are the network embedded system. Single ATM machine है तो आप उसको यूज कैसे करेंगे? That ATM machine is connected to the web server. Server room से connected है that ATM machine. So these examples are categorized into the network embedded system. Now next is the mobile embedded system. So simple here. क्या word use किया? Mobile. Mobile मतलब these systems are portable. So these systems are portable and user can move those devices like digital camera, mobile phones, and what are the other characteristics? These are small and easy to use and require very less power. And these are the most preferred embedded system. So these are the different types of embedded system. And here I have mentioned the specific characteristics and the example of each type of embedded system. Now, based on the performance and microcontroller, there is another way to classify the embedded system based on the microcontroller. Small scale embedded system. So basically in a small scale embedded system, we use 8-bit or 16-bit microcontroller to design this type of embedded system. And very less hardware is needed, or we can say hardware complexity is low. And for power हम बैटरी यूज कर सकते हैं, और जो आपका प्रोसेसर है लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस रिक्वायर्ड है, मेमोरी for memory and processing speed. These are small scale, so not much power is needed, not much amount of data is generated, so processing speed is also fast. It means it gives quick output. And this system does not act as independent system. They act as a component of computer system. They did not compute. Now next, medium scale. So in this, we are using 16-bit or 32-bit microcontroller to design this medium scale embedded system. Now the data size is increased. Register size is also increased. Speed. But obvious है यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Speed system की बढ़ जाएगी. So medium scale embedded systems are faster as compared to small scale embedded system. But here the integration of hardware and software is complicated. जो आपका हार्डवेयर सर्किट होगा वो कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा. Now what about programming language? कौन सा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज आप यूज करोगे? Java, C, C++. Whereas in case of a small scale embedded system, we can use C or MATLAB. But if we go for medium scale embedded system, then we can use Java or C++. Here we need different types of software tools also, like compiler, debugger, simulator, to develop these type of systems. Example, ARM family processor and controllers. And these embedded system can be used for the multitasking. In laboratory session, we will work on the STM microcontroller, STM32. So in laboratory session, we will connect the different different sensors and devices with that microcontroller, and then we make program on IDE, and we will see that thing in the laboratory session. Now, last one is sophisticated or complex embedded system. These are the embedded system designed using 32-bit or 64-bit microcontroller. So in a small, we are using 8-bit. In a medium, we are using 16 to 32-bit. In complex, we are using 32 to 64-bit. This is the main difference. So as the size, capacity, memory is increases, the complexity is increases, but it provides more features. So these systems have high hardware and software complexity. And for final integration, we require, if we want to design one system, one embedded system, then it required component integration. We can take example of system on chip. System on chip is a example of complex embedded system. So these are the few questions that can be asked in Viva or in an interview. You can go through this, and these are few more examples of embedded system. Digital watches, washing machine, toys, television, digital phones, laser printer, camera, industrial machines, calculator, automobiles, medical equipment. So अब देखेंगे तो बिना embedded system के we can't imagine our life. In daily life we are using so many embedded system. आप मोबाइल फोन के बिना इमेजिन कर सकते हो 1 day or 2 day? No. Mobile phone is essential, and mobile phone is example of embedded system. So like mobile phone, there are different embedded systems that are used by the humans very often in daily life, as well as in industry, in medical sector, in defense sector have so many applications. So we will discuss all these things in different in next subsequent videos. So this is all about for today's class. Thank you.